Hey guys, this is Seth from Eagre Games, and I'm here today with our founder and creative director, Mr. Chuck Carter.
Hi.
So we just wanted to wish everyone a happy new year, give you guys a quick roundup on what's been going on this past year, and answer some of the questions you guys had for us. Obviously, the exciting news last month was that we announced our partnership with Cyan to finally bring Zed to everyone in the world.
Yeah.
Exciting times, right?
It's very exciting. Good to be back with Cyan again and working with Rand Miller and the gang over there. And it's very exciting, actually, getting a lot of great feedback. And it's exciting to kind of come full circle with Cyan again.
Yeah, it's really great. So some of the questions people have been asking, I think the main ones, people are asking what platforms we're going to be releasing for.
Right.
Whether or not the game is VR exclusive at this point as well.
Yeah, that seems to be the biggest question. Cyan's pushing the VR aspect of it. They really see that as the future of this type of gaming and this type of narrative, the type of game that Zed is. But the one thing that we really want to emphasize to our Kickstarter supporters and everybody out there is that Zed will be available not only on VR, but also the PC platforms, Mac, Linux, and hopefully at some point we'll go to console, but that's still to be determined exactly when that might happen. But right now we're focusing on the VR aspect of it, and it plays amazingly well in VR. When you are in the world in VR, it's beautiful. And when you're playing it on a standard game format, you know, like a Mac or a PC, again, it's still just as beautiful. And we're pretty excited about being able to cover all the platforms with it.
So the way this ended up coming about was back in April, we sort of completely tore the game apart and started building it back up from scratch.
Right.
We partnered with our friends at SkyMap Games, run by Neil Lorenza. He's been in some previous videos with us. SkyMap Games is terrific at making games terrific. They sort of come in the clutch to a lot of game projects, and I made the analogy earlier that they're sort of like the David Ortiz of video game development, because they come up and they hit a grand slam every time. It's
or Baker Mayfield.
Or Baker Mayfield in the red zone, you know?
Yep.
So we partnered with them and started rebuilding the game. Completely rebuilt all the tech, rebuilt all the art, rebuilt all the levels. And what we did is we started optimizing the levels a lot better, specifically with the idea of VR in mind. And what that's done, I think, essentially has made the performance of the game on non-VR platforms run even better.
Right.
Because for VR, you need to be able to get better performance. Things have been shrunk down, reworked, and made all the better. And out of that, too, we've actually built more levels than we had before.
Right.
So it's kind of been like this. It's been interesting to see the game evolve this past year.
Right, and it's evolved in different ways than we had originally anticipated. The narrative has added so much to the game, with Stephen Russell's voice coming in as our dreamer for the game, and to watch how we've had to adapt to his narrative. The game has taken on a totally different dimension in some ways that makes it a much richer experience, we think. And it's a continual evolution with the number of levels we have. We're up to quite a few, much more than we have more than 20 levels in the game, to be honest. And each of them they're very unique. Some of them are fairly small, some of them are fairly wide and expansive. So it's quite a variety in what we're going to be letting people actually explore in the game. And it's been a lot of fun building it. And as being part of that evolution, getting a chance to try new things that I've never been able to try in any game before. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I think we're finally at a point. We announced in November that we have a spring 2019 release date.
Yep.
So it's actually it's
real.
happening.
Yeah.
It's finally happening. It's been a really long, I think, difficult journey with a lot of twists, turns, and surprises in there.
Yeah.
But I think overall it's been largely positive.
It has been.
I think you more than anyone is happy to have it finally over.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, once we release it, it won't be over. We'll be fixing things, which is typical in most games. But
only if Neil breaks them.
Only if Neil isn't going to break anything. Neil's making this thing actually function as a game, which has been amazing. Yeah. But it's going to be a lot of fun to see, this thing get completed finally, because I know you guys have been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. Seth, has been beating me over the head to get it done on a regular basis, but it will be finished, and then we're off to new and some more interesting stuff beyond Zed that I think people are going to find very compelling to play as well. So we have a whole line of things that we want to do, and I won't get into any details about those now, but Zed is in that process right now of getting finished, and that's pretty cool.
That's the most important thing, and obviously we thank everyone for their patience as
Yeah.
well. What else has been going on lately?
Well, it's been crazy. We've over the summer, I think our last Kickstarter, we moved to Ellsworth, which is great. Reflecting what he said earlier about Happy New Year, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a holiday, and the new year looks pretty exciting. It's exciting for us. As far as what else is going on, it's just been pretty much work. I've spent the last almost 3 months in New Hampshire working with Neil at SkyMap Games, so I've been splitting my time with more time in New Hampshire working with the programming team and my doing the artwork and working with Davis Engel as far as getting more artwork done, and spending a lot of time there, which has been great. Being in the same room as the programmers has helped a lot in the artwork and the feedback you get with working with people as opposed to sitting in a room by yourself with, your own stuff to your, around you. But it's just been a lot of work, and it's coming along really nicely, and I'm really happy with the progress we made, and I think that everybody who's helped us out in Kickstarter is going to be very happy with the final product.
We sure hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
All right. So if you guys have any further questions or anything like that, the best way to get in touch with us right now is actually on our community Discord server.
Right.
So Chuck is on there, I'm on there, everyone else we're working with is on there daily, and it's a great way to interact with fans. For those of you guys who don't know, Discord is just a text application. It does text and media, so we're posting pictures there, we're showing people what's going on. We'll probably open it up this weekend and let people just ask us any questions they have, but it's really nice for us to be able to interact with you. It gives us some inspiration, motivation, all that fun stuff too.
Yeah, definitely, and it's something which I poke my head in there and people ask questions, and I can give you more of a personal response to thing when there's time for me to help out there, and it's nice to be able to have a place where I can touch base with people who are actually been supporting us, and the people who are really waiting for the game and everything else. There's a Kickstarter aspect to it as well, that a lot of Kickstarter users are part of it, and so it's a good place for me to, if you have questions, to answer any questions you might have about the game.
All right, I think with that we'll get back to work. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds really good. Well, listen, Happy New Year, everybody. 2019, spring 2019. Watch out for Zed. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
All right.